Sometimes real history, poetry and folklore all meet in one place. And if there is such a place, it's got to be Scotland. So if you're interested in the people, places and events in Scottish history, then click the subscribe button at the bottom right of the screen and ring the notification bell to be told when I upload new videos. In the meantime, let me tell you a story. This is Earlston in the Scottish borders. It's a place where history and folklore meet. And today, I'm going to tell you how real events here blend with fairy tale, linked to key dates in Scottish history and are revealed in literature and folklore. And it all starts in this restaurant. It starts with the birth around 1220 of Thomas Learman. He'd go on to be known as Sir Thomas de Ercildoune. I suppose these days we'd call him Thomas Learman of Earlstone, named in a couple of 13th century charters. So that means that he lived during the reigns of Alexander II and Alexander III of Scotland. And this ruined tower stands where his original castle stood before it. I say he lived in the time of Alexander II and Alexander III, but in fact, he lived beyond the fateful death of Alexander III, whose fall from a horse plunged him over a cliff to his demise, and Scotland into the turmoil of Edward Longshank's invasion, which might have led to our demise but for the heroic William Wallace, victorious at Stirling Bridge, just at the time that we lose sight of Sir Thomas. Actually, we're told that in his 40s, Thomas predicted Alexander III's death. Thomas was with the Earl of March in Dunbar Castle. Now, if you're asking, was that the husband in my video about the incredible story of Black Agnes? There'll be a link to that video later. The answer is no. This would have been the Earl of March immediately before him. So Thomas says to the Earl of March, "On the morrow, afore noon, shall blow the greatest wind that ever was heard before in Scotland." The next day, they get up to fine weather. And when the Earl points this out, Thomas says, "The appointed hour has not yet come." And March thinks, he's a bit creepy. When the news came of the king's death, he seemed even creepier still. But this wasn't Thomas the Reimer's only accurate prophecy. Did I mention that he had a nickname, Thomas the Reimer? Anyway, this wasn't because of his musical skills, a wonderful harp player although he was. It was because lots of his predictions and tales were delivered in the form of poetry. They also called him True Thomas, because apparently he could never tell a lie. Until he got a job as a referee and insert your old firm team of choice, got a penalty in the last minute. He made another prophecy, in fact he made several, but he predicted that a Scottish king born of a French queen would reign over the whole of Britain 300 years before James VI brought it to reality. He did other creepy stuff too, like when he visited Fyvie Castle in Aberdeenshire. Apparently a freak gust of wind shut the gates in his face, and so he placed the curse of the weeping stones on the castle. The family had succession problems down through the centuries after that. So, was there a baby Thomas the Reimer who knew when his mother's milk would run? Or a teenage Thomas the Reimer who could predict the next TikTok dance trend? No. It all started when... Maybe I should take you there. I need to take you 3 miles down the A68 road towards Melrose. Now the turn off will be signposted on the A6901. Drive up the B road and it brings you here. Yes, I know this just looks like a random farm road, but there's a gate. Whoa, what are they trying to keep you out from? Let's go up this farm road and we'll find out. Now, here's something really exciting. Next year I'll be 60, and to celebrate I'm taking 25 folks on an 11-day tour of Scotland's beautiful and historic places. I'll take you down to Hadrian's Wall, up to the Isle of Skye, and to some of my favourite places in between, with stories along the way. You'll meet the real descendant of Robert the Bruce. I'll put on a Saturday night Scottish comedy show, and it'll all end with my birthday celebration in Kelly on the last night. Now, Patreon members are going to get first priority, but if you want to be added to the list for Bruce's 60th birthday tour of Scotland, then click top right or in the link in the description below, or email Alexis at scotlandhistorytours.co.uk. 150 yards up the road, we should find this Reimer stone, erected in 1929 by the Melrose Literary Society. Although, back in the day, a tree grew here. But not just any tree. This was the fabled Eildon tree. This unassuming place marks another spot where history meets fairy tale. Now, it goes without saying that this place has changed since the 13th century. And the story of what happened here has been told by greater storytellers than me. But if I can give you just a taste, a brief summary, who knows, but that might open the doors to your own deeper investigation. One day, before he was ever known as the Reimer, Thomas lay here under the Eildon tree. He'd been crossing the Melrose Abbey estate. Some say that he was hunting. Others say that he was visiting a friend. The detail matters not. But the day was hot, just as it is today, and he took advantage of the shade of the tree to take a nap. How long he dozed, he didn't know, but he woke to the sound of tinkling bells. As he wiped his eyes, he saw the most beautiful woman approaching on a milk-white steed. Her dress of silk and her velvet coat matched the deep green of the grass. All down the beautiful horse's mane and on its bridle he saw bells, whose jingling sound had woken him. Who could this be, thought Thomas, but the Queen of Heaven, the Virgin Mary? Angelic she may have seemed, but she replied that she was queen indeed, not of heaven, but of another land. She was the Queen of Elfland, and she'd come to demand the services as a musician to play harp for her people. Thomas was enchanted, but he felt sure that he must deserve some payment in return. So he asked for a kiss of her beautiful soft lips. Take care, she warned, for a kiss brings consequences. You would be under my power, and you could not leave Elfland for 7 long years to return to your home. But Thomas couldn't resist, and the kiss was everything that he could have imagined. Then she pulled him up behind her on her pearl-white steed, and off they rode. When they crossed the Bogle Burn that he knew so well, he was suddenly lost, and the horse raced at a speed that was faster than the wind. As hill and vale and stream rushed by, Thomas was mesmerised by it all. As their journey continued, they crossed a river that ran red, which she told him was the blood and tears spilled by men of the world. At another stop, when he was hungry, she forbade him to eat. They stopped again, and she told him to rest his head in her lap. And as he did, he saw 3 roads ahead, a broad and pleasant path overgrown with lilies that she told him was the road to damnation. A narrow, difficult path. It was rocky, and she told him that that was the road to heaven. And in the middle, a road skirted by broom and heather, with the bright colour of pheasants running and haggis roaming free. This, she said, is the road that we must take, to my home in Elfland. When we get there, you must not eat and you must not drink. You must not say a word to anyone. No matter who speaks to you, you must not reply. Do you understand me? Thomas said he did and gave his promise. They rode on, and as they rode, a beautiful castle came into view. And as they came nearer, he heard the cheers of the elven people welcoming back their queen. They were led into a courtyard inside the castle, and from there to a great hall. The elven people brought food and drink, and there was a great feasting to celebrate the return of their queen. But Thomas ate nothing. He drank nothing. He answered nothing when elven people spoke to him. He simply watched them celebrate. After a while, the Queen of Elfland came to Thomas and she said, "It's time for you to play." She gave him the most beautiful harp of precious metal encrusted with jewels, and Thomas played. He played and he played and he played. And as he did, the elven people danced. But he was so lost in the music that he could have been alone. As he played, one by one, the elves grew tired and lay down to fall asleep. One by one, they were lost in slumber, until eventually the dancing stopped. Only then did the Queen of Elfland come to Thomas and say, "It's time for you to go home." "But I only got here this evening," said Thomas. "No," said the Queen of Elfland. "You've played for us these past 7 years, and it's time for you to return. When I need you again, I'll call for you, and you'll know. But in the meantime, I have 2 gifts for you." She handed him an apple, saying, "You must be hungry. This is the apple of truth. This will sate your hunger, but you'll never be able to tell a lie in future." Thomas realised just how hungry he was, and he bit into the sweetest apple that he'd ever tasted. He closed his eyes to savour the taste, and as the juice tingled in his cheeks, he suddenly got a start. He opened his eyes and he found himself sitting right here where I stand. Although in those days there was a tree to provide shade. As he rubbed his eyes, he realised it had all been a dream. But as he stood up to go, he noticed by his side a beautiful jewel-encrusted harp. From that day to the future, Thomas never told a lie. But he did prophesy the future with an accuracy that was unrivaled. People sought out his advice and he prospered. And then, one night, when he was making merry with his friends in the Tower of Ercildoune, somebody came to report an incredible sight outside. There was a pearly white deer, hart and hind walking in the village. Thomas knew this sign. He got up, collected his harp, and he went out the door. He walked up to the beautiful white beasts of the forest, and he spoke gently with them before walking off with them into the night. And Thomas the Reimer was never seen again. Let me know with a thumbs up or a comment if you enjoyed this video. There's another video from Scotland's magical history coming up on screen now. Support the channel by clicking top right to become a Patreon member. Oh, and in the meantime, ha mi an dóchas gún bí lá málaigh. Chéri an drasta.